Hi, and welcome to this week's edition of the SUG.org's weekly video. My name is Sean Bordner, and I have with me today Dux.
Hey,
How
Sean.
you doing?
Thank you for having me.
Hey, thanks for being here, Dux. We are at the SharePoint conference in Vegas, 2009. And I guess the first question would be, have you been enjoying the conference?
Man, it was great. A lot of good stuff. 2010 is awesome. But more importantly to me, it's meeting all these great people. You know, there's 7,000 to 8,000 people here, but I tell you, the whole connecting, collaborating, that's the true essence of SharePoint.
That's a real good point, you know, and if a lot of people couldn't come, but next year, if you can, I highly recommend coming up here.
Absolutely, absolutely, and especially for those who's on Twitter or online, you see all these names, you can walk up to people and say, hey, oh, that's you.
That's right, put a name to a face, that's right. All right, well, let's just dive in, Dux. I just have a few quick questions for our user group here. So the first one is, Dux, if you could call out just one thing that the IT professional would really, really love about SharePoint 2010, and there's a lot, but just one, what would that one thing be?
It might sound simple. I know there's a lot of great features, a lot of great tools out there, but I think that one thing that's really compelling to me, coming from a more of a business perspective, you know, it's my expertise around project management and working with high-level folks, is the charting component. You see, in the previous version of SharePoint, if you have MOSS, there's a KPI chart. It's all good. WSS, nothing. But in this iteration of SharePoint in 2010, they have the chart web parts built in, which is essentially charting components from Dundas.
Right.
But the way it's built in, it's very seamless and nice that from an IT pro perspective, they can put it in and tie it to any data source they want, not only in SharePoint, and manipulate the actual charts in a more visually appealing format. And at the end of the day, that's what makes executives happy.
Yeah, those
nice
executives,
charts.
they love those dashboard pages. The IT pro gets change requests all day, so they can very quickly get on there.
Absolutely.
Make those changes.
And I tell folks, man, if you can make a dashboard, just use the word dashboard and you'll get promoted. So,
that's right, that's right.
The charting component, I think, is very compelling.
Great. Okay, same question.
Yes.
What is the one thing that would be very, very compelling for the developer?
For the developer, hands down, BCS. The BCS feature, and now it's a part of SharePoint Foundation.
Right.
Though it's not full-fledged, obviously, if you go to MSS 2010, it has more things. From an IT perspective, there's always these needs of the business. Hey, can you hook it up to that system or this system? I mean, today we could do it with BDC or even SharePoint Designer to that extent. But BCS, man, I tell you, it's seamless. It's much more convenient. You talk about time value of money, how much time you can save in using BCS to interact with other systems.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Lastly, the same question, but apply this to the end user. So I'm an end user. I don't even necessarily know the platform is SharePoint. I don't need to.
Right.
But what's in it for me?
So for the end user, and I'm sure you get this too in your line of work, a lot of times it's all about making it pretty. Right. One of the, I think, smart things that Microsoft did with SharePoint 2010 is make the pages wiki pages. So certainly there should be governance around it. I'm not advocating that, you make it pink, she makes it yellow, whatever.
Right.
But now, the idea of having a site owner to tweak the look and feel to a minimal extent doesn't have to be the case. To the end user, it can edit the page, it's a Word-like interface, and with a ribbon too, especially if they're in 2007, that would look familiar.
Yep, they'd be familiar with that.
So actually the end user being able to upload pictures and change text here and there, font. So I think from that perspective, that's very, very
so the UI experience will become much more intuitive
and really relatable to what they're used to. So, oh wow, this is Office. Oh, ribbon. Oh, I know how to change text. So the learning curve won't be as high.
Good. Okay. And lastly, Dux, a lot of users or members of the SharePoint user group are asking, and rightfully so, again, I'm already on 2007.
Sure.
Life is good. We've come a long way. We're doing a lot of great things with 2007. Why am I going to consider 2010? What's in it for me there?
Well, a couple of things. So if you already have 2007, it's great. It's a great upgrade from the prior version. All these new features that come with 2010 can address some of the challenges, things like workflow. If you have 2007 and you're an organization where you have a lot of processes and you use workflow to support you on that, it might take you, let's say, 2 days to do certain things, but with 2010, with all the added benefits and capabilities, wow, it just took me 5 minutes. So it's the same reason where before there's no SharePoint, traditional web development, it'd take you like a week, 2 weeks to build a fully functional site, where in SharePoint's like 5 minutes, the same reason. So a lot of the capabilities have been enhanced, and those are some of the compelling reasons and the value you get. But keep in mind, again, you have to map it back to, does it really solve a problem in my organization? It's not just because, wow, that's a new thing and we have to upgrade. I'm not advocating that at all. But take a hard look on some of the processes they have, some of the things they're doing. In 2010, I guarantee you can solve a lot of those little inefficiencies, if you may, not only in 2007, but there are things that's just not in 2007. 2010 can help with this.
Well, Dux, thank you so much for your time. I know this video is going to be very valuable for the users, particularly the ones that couldn't make it up to this year.
Absolutely, and you're welcome. And certainly, I'll be happy to share any information with a sub, anytime.
Okay, well, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.